Hi friends, and we are discussing the state succession. In earlier video, I have given the meaning and the kinds of state succession. So briefly again, I summarize. State succession is nothing but it is a replacement of the one state by the other state in a full or in partial manner. That is be called as a state succession. There are two kinds of successions are there. One is the universal succession, other one is the partial succession. As you know that universal succession is a succession which entire state will be no more, that be resulting to the universal succession, whereas a partial succession means the main state will be there, but in addition to the main state some other state also comes, so that be called as a partial succession. And today we see that what about the how the matters would be covered under the state succession. Number one is rights and duties arising out of the state succession. So there are political rights and duties. If the political rights and duties are there, in such case the succeeding state has not bound by the political rights and duties, because the main state has adapted or accepted such political rights and duties, so that will applicable to that state only, because a new state coming and the new state is not liable to follow all such political and the political rights and duties. So that means that it is not responsible. New state is not responsible. Number two, local rights and duties. You know, there are local rights are there and certain duties are there. All such local rights and duties have to be accepted, have to be adhered, have to be followed by the succeeding state, because the local rights and duties are to be followed by the people of that particular area, which affects upon that particular territory people. So the succeeding governments or states should have to follow such local rights and duties. Number third, state properties. If the state properties are there in the main state, that is railway stations, bus stands, parks, all are the state properties. And if a state has been born, a new state has been born, such new state have the right to declare them as their state, as their property, and such would be there as forever. So new state also succeeds all the such public properties as per the international parlance, international law is concerned. Then we have one convention is there, that is the Vienna Convention on State Property, Archives and Debts of 1983. The convention, Article 11, 12 and 13 and also 15 clearly provides that how state properties will be devolved upon the succeeding state. So there is international treaty, the treaty prescribing. So the sovereignty upon that state property will be there to succeeding state also. So that is a Already rule is accepted, it is a multilateral treaty, it is accepted, and every state has to follow this treaty, Vienna Convention on the State Property and the Archives and Dates of 1983. Then we have the state archives. Again, the convention is there, where Article 25 is providing that the succeeding state will inherit all the archives documents which it would have. For that matter, they have to follow it. And next is the state debts. For that also, we have the same convention, Vienna Convention on the State Properties and Archives and Debts of 1983. Article 36 is there, which provides that when the state has taken the debt, when it was united, then the succeeding state has to pay the debts up to its limit is concerned, proportionate limit is concerned. It cannot avoid the debts. So succeeding state is liable to pay the debts, whether the state debts or whether the international debts. Suppose it has taken loan from the Asian Development Bank, International Monetary Fund, IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction Development, or any other international agencies. So the state is liable to pay. They cannot say that no, we have not taken the loan, we are not going to pay. No such thing is allowed. The succeeding state has to pay all the debts. Then we have the contracts. So contracts also succeeded by accepted have to be honored by the succeeding state. Regarding this, we have the case law is there, very important case law, Westrand Central Gold Mining Company Limited versus the King, reported in 1905, to Knight's Bench, page number 391. There it has been clearly stated in this judgment by Knight's King's Bench that it has to pay, has to follow the contracts. International contracts are there, the succeeding state has to follow, has to adhere such contracts. Then laws. In case of laws, as you know, a succeeding state has to follow all the civil laws unless until it makes any changes. In case of the criminal laws are concerned, it won't succeed. The state has to enact new criminal laws, like it has happened in Pakistan when it was created in 1947. Pakistani Penal Code was enacted. So the laws will be succeed. All civil laws will succeed, but criminal laws won't succeed. Then we have the unliquidated damages for torts. If that is there, liquidated and we have two kinds of damages are there, liquidated and unliquidated damages. Then if it is unliquidated damages, succeeding state is not liable to pay. But it is liquidated damages, decided damages, the succeeding state is liable to pay. That is a clear cut. Next is the nationality. So nationality is another important aspect. So as per this international principles are concerned, nationality does not succeed. So if we have seen it, India and Pakistan, when we were divided, Pakistan was emerged. Then the Indians who were there in Pakistan, they got acquired the the Pakistani nationality. In Korea, South Korea, North Korea, in Germany, East and West Germany. So nationality won't succeed. The new state which comes into picture, that nationality would be acquired. And next is a succession to property in foreign states. So if they are holding any ambassador offices, consular offices, properties in foreign countries, then the succeeding state can claim that part of that property. So succeeding state has a claim to have that properties. That is there with regard to this one. And the next is the succession of states in respect to treaties. So in respect to treaties are there, we have the Vienna Convention on succession of state of in respect to treaties, which was signed on 23rd of August of 1978. Is clearly speaks about this aspect. There Article 1 is there, which says that there are international treaties are there. The succeeding state has to accept such international treaties. And in addition to that, we have to go for the succession regarding to membership of the United Nations organization. So here the state party won't automatically become a member in the international organization. They have to apply and freshly and basic upon that international organizations rules and regulations procedure, the succeeding state will get into a membership. That is happened in case of again Pakistan. So when it was created, Pakistan has claimed that yes, it has automatically become member in the United Nations organization. But as per the UN Charter, a country, a new country, they to become a member in the United Nations organization, it has to be accepted by the Security Council and the General Assembly. Then only membership would be given. Unless until it won't be given. And it has to sign the UN Charter. It has to adhere to UN Charter. In such situation only the membership is given. So Pakistan was forced to take membership in the United Nations. The claim of Pakistan that India was a founding member, it is a no need to take the membership in again fresh. So that has been rejected. And so all institutions are concerned, international institutions are concerned, the succeeding state has to take the membership. Then regarding this, Oppenheim has clear-cutly stated that international institutions are concerned, a succeeding state has to freshly apply the membership, because earlier state has been member, but when you are coming, you want a membership, you have to follow certain procedure. You have to sign certain documents, then only membership would be given. So state succession plays very, very important role in the international sphere, in international law governance. Thank you.